get rid of the humans because they can't survive in the new atmosphere. That was pretty bizarre.
Yeah,
well, that's the same as I was going to say. That's the same as the invaders. Basically, what they're doing, wasn't it, Gary? They're trying to change our atmosphere eventually and replace us with them.
Yeah, that's what the whole motive was. They were going to change our atmosphere for they wouldn't have to go through their equipment to, regenerate all the time. Because of our atmosphere, they had to regenerate. But think about it. I mean, maybe, like I said before, all these abductions, who knows if they're actually the same people? They might think they're the same people because, they have all the same thoughts of what they, the original person has, but they could be being replaced one at a time or thousands at a time.
And they wouldn't even know it.
And another thing to think about, Gary, look at all the Earth changes that's going on. Who's to say that the aliens aren't manipulating that to their agendas?
You mean speed it up a little bit? Maybe change the Earth axis a little bit? Like Clarence said the other day from Close Encounter Radio. Maybe the Earth has been tilted a little bit to speed up the process of the melting of, Antarctica. We really got to watch out when the North and South Poles start really going. Then we got serious problems. We know it at that point.
Exactly. And then you've got the Earth or the ocean currents being slowed down or altered, and that alone could really change the overall temperature of the Earth. And just an overall raise of 4 or 5 degrees on an average could really cause a lot of turmoil.
Well, I remember I mentioned that on the news today. I said it was 4 islands discovered in Antarctica because it's melting. I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's 5.
Oh, wow.
5.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 5 of them. It's on the news today. They found 5 land masses that they never knew it existed because they've been buried for, all this time under ice. That's telling you how fast it's speeding up. And it's speeding up a lot faster. If you look at satellite images, it's like somebody's turned, taken Antarctica and put it in a giant oven and turned the oven up. That's how fast it's going. It's crazy.
And wait until they find the ancient cities that are there after it melts.
That could be the next thing, and if that happens, boy, that's going to change our thoughts of history. I mean, all of it. I mean, it's going to change the thoughts even about how man originated.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pick a number.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to throw mine up. Says bring it on because I'm sick of not knowing the origin of the human race or what's not taught. So I'm not satisfied with what they say. I'd like to have a little bit more explanation for our origins, and I think we're not the first kids on the block either. As you alluded to, Gary, I think there's been several civilizations here come and gone. We get to a certain point in our advancement, and all of a sudden, bam, some disaster happens, and we're back to the Stone Age again, and we start all over again. And some of the science has kind of proven that those things have happened in the past. So who knows? There might be some of the stuff buried. I'm just looking forward to it that some of the stuff comes public that isn't just snapped up by authorities so that we as public can know the truth.
Well, that's the whole problem. If something started showing up, okay, I got a funny feeling they'll block it out or we don't see it. You watch these movies, right, where the guy goes in the casino and he's going to rob the casino and a bunch of them. So they put, like a loop on the camera or they put something, a mirror in front of the camera. So the guy watching it doesn't realize something is going on. He sees everything that looks normal, The same thing. If all of a sudden in Antarctica, a civilization of buildings all start, foundations started popping up or a big statue pops up, you think they're going to sit there and let the public see that? That will be censored so fast that you will never see it because at that point, it just throw out everything that you ever learned in college, high school, junior high school, and grade school. Throw it all out. It's not.
I got
it's
a good
not true.
one for you.
Go ahead.
Google Earth. Maybe I shouldn't throw that one out, but I will say that. But and of course, wherever they get their images from, I don't know. But if you go in and zoom on certain places, they're blocked out. There's certain areas on Google Earth that it's not because of the camera or anything. It's just something that's just etched out, or it could be a sensitive area. I'm not dismissing the fact that the military and there might be sensitive installations. They don't want people zooming in and seeing it, but you sure see a lot of that. But what gets me is not so much what they show on the Earth. When you go and see like sky pictures on Google Earth, and they block out certain areas of the universe, well, what are they keeping us from seeing that's maybe coming our way?
Yeah, it might be what we've been scared, and I've talked about. Maybe they know something is up. Maybe we're close to something major happening. Maybe not on the good side. But I will say this, Antarctica. Mary Joyce on my show back about a year ago, sent me a link on Google where you could see this huge cavern in Antarctica, a cave where the government supposedly found, where all these scientists went to, big enough where you could fly a 747 into it. That's how big it was. After she was on my show, it didn't take much time. When you went back and tried Googling it, guess what? You couldn't.
Blocked it out.
It was blocked out.
Wouldn't doubt it.
So, it got out enough where, she said it not just on my show, and certainly she said it because she's on a lot of different shows. She said the same thing on other shows. Somebody heard it, and that was the end of it. But think about it. If something is going on out in outer space in our own galaxy, right? Again, who knows? Maybe we're close to an invasion. It's. I just find it so strange the way the government has responded here. Not our president, okay? Nothing from Washington, D.C., the vice president, Congress, Senate, anybody. But the Navy speaks up and says there's UFOs. And then this week, somebody who's famous contracting with the Army to find alien research. And the Army is fronting the money for it. Isn't that kind of strange? Something is going down. Why would we create a Space Force, even if we had one, announce that we are anyway, giving it to the Navy? All of a sudden the Navy says, oh yeah, well look at these UFO pictures. UFOs are real. Something is up and they're trying to prepare us. And I got a funny feeling it's not going to be they're giving us lollipops when they come here.
No. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'd like to have the answers. I think we all want the answers. But, we're not going to get these answers from, I don't think we're going to get it from YouTube or watching the news. We're not going to get it from the governmental agencies. It's almost like we are left to figure it out for ourselves. And I sometimes I have a good feeling, sometimes I have a really bad feeling, like in the pit of my stomach, bad, that something's brewing for the course of the next 10 years, or less. I'm not seeing a very pretty long.
How about before elections, maybe?
Long time projection for us to really enjoy our lives like we really want to at this point. So I don't know.
How about before elections? Just before elections, we got all this stuff going, right? The Democrats talking about impeachment, trying to, getting that going. Again, isn't it kind of strange that, the Navy would say there's UFOs, but our president says, nah, I don't believe UFOs exist. But then again, he creates a Space Force, right, to protect Earth, gives it to the Navy. The Navy says, yeah, these UFOs are real. So, I'm certain something is not making sense. You got different parts of the government. You got the military opening their mouth. You got the president denying it. Of course, whatever comes out, I don't know. It's all fake news anyway, so don't worry about people.
Oh, boy.
If you wake up tomorrow and you hear a alarm on your radio, on your cell phone, on TV, and it tells you to go to Walmart parking lot in your area, don't do it.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
That was a
Everyone
joke.
please report to the.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We kind of get the undertones on that one, Gary.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Or you get a little card in your mailbox. It says on November 29th, go on to at 2:00. Please be on your curb of your property. Make sure you bring a small suitcase. Don't do that either.
No, I don't think so. No, that kind of makes me think about Germany back in about the World War II area.
Yeah.
You know, you all need to get ready to get on these trains, and we're going to take a little trip somewhere. And, you know, did you really think they told these people, I'm referring to the Jewish people, where they were actually being taken and why they're being taken?
They were being taken to a resort. That's what they were told.
They wouldn't have came willingly if they knew what the truth was.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden, you get a government certificate where you can get a whole bunch of apple pies and ice cream and all kinds of soda to your heart's content. Don't use it, people. Don't use it.
Yeah. Run like you know what.
Move up somewhere up by Clearwater and find a nice safe place because they're trying to fatten you up for whenever they come here for they can sacrifice you. I don't know. I'm just joking here tonight.
Well,
but you know, like even a place like this is just for a head start. That's all it is. You know, because you don't think you could actually stay in any one spot for very long. You know.
Oh, you ever think of this? Maybe you moved up there for protection against whatever, okay? Let's say we were all of a sudden being invaded by aliens. Maybe they might start up in Mount Rainier and work their way down, not going from down and working their way up. They'll do it the opposite way.
Well, at least I'm going to live with the chase, you know.
I don't know. Hey, James, you're really quiet out there. Did I shock you?
Yeah. I'm going to try to say something here, but I don't want to talk over nobody. But
I
will say this: anytime you are getting ice cream and it's got overtones of gerbils or whatever it was we was talking about, and you shouldn't have to have ice cream and food and then they're passing out toothpicks with it, for afterwards. So beware of that.
Why did you say that? I called my wife up tonight on the way home, and I said, I want you to buy an apple or a Dutch pie or a lemon meringue pie and bring it home. And make sure you bring some vanilla ice cream. Now you had to bring up that, oh come on, that ice cream that's made with you-know-what.
You just ruined
Guinea pig ice cream. You had to bring that up. Now it's going to ruin my idea of eating pie and ice cream tonight.
Well, you'll thank me later. You'll thank me tomorrow.
I don't know. Hey, well, guys, guess what? We had fun. The listeners probably think we're crazy as you know what. And you know what? Don't tell anybody, but I think we actually are.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, let's not let that cat out of the bag just yet. No. Okay.
Don't worry about it, people. There's no aliens. There's no abductions. You don't have to worry about anything. And don't worry about cattle mutilations. They're just dying from not being fed. So don't worry about any of that stuff, okay?
3 magic words: warm, fuzzy orbs.
I can give you 2 magic words here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. A big shout out to my agent, Larry Hagelin. Okay? I'm going to keep track of every one of our conversations for a word that you repeat. So I can throw that up to you.
Yep.
But I think tonight I didn't say more than what I did at the start to make fun of it. And I think I added it once or twice during the whole night. That's the hardest thing in the world, to not say
I know. You probably should quit talking about it because it's going to be on your mind.
You're just tricking us to say, Yeah, I know.
I don't know what nut, but I don't know about this.
Oh, no, you did not.
But anyway, till tomorrow, and we got a great guest on tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about UFOs again tomorrow, and then on Friday, Tobias Whalen, just in time for Halloween to talk about scary cryptids and reports of cryptids, and he always has something to say, and I tell you what, this guy is